Hello friends, how are you? You all are knowledgeable teachers. Today in this training program, I just want to share my ideas and want from your side also. Is it okay? Yeah, it will make our scenario interesting one. So let's go ahead. Change your vocabulary of teaching. Think different. Children no longer love the yesteryear's learning of A for apple, B for boy, and C for cat. What they want is A for Android, B for Blackberry, and C for cloud. Make use of colored chalk for writing on the blackboard. Also explore the possibility of using whiteboards and colored markers as a practice. Be professionally dressed and use a quality pen. Never hang an ordinary pen as a cosmetic effect. It makes your teaching interesting. Believe in learning and not teaching. It creates atmosphere. Remember, you are a teacher first, then a maths or a physics or a English or any other subject teacher. And keep the patience. Let the children work in a partnership, a group of two or more. For every answer, let the two decide about the answer. Partnership makes 1 and 1 11, I think. For every work and assignment and even queries by the teacher. Is it? Make anchor charts to spice up your classroom. Also make use of an educational tool always when in class. Okay? Use the recent example to explain the concept you are taking as a content. Deliver pride in whatever you deliver. Gather confidence in yourself first time and every time. Deliver passion and wow elements while teaching and lecturing. Praise your children in public and always criticize them in private if you even happen to. Deliver the knowledge with examples and references and live coverages of facts. Make it a point to share at least one educational link of the day with your kids. Share a story or a report which would make them read your eyeballs. Always keep some query in your bucket list to ask from your students. Exchange morning greetings with a personal touch like hi, how are you doing? Using the first name brings rapport building. Talk to your students about what happens in your classroom. Give students ownership and responsibility for their own success. It builds up their confidence. Believe in classroom innovations on a regular basis. Make learning a hobby for the kids using tools of interest and common uses. Create a set of classroom courtesy rules. Let's all the students follow the same. Avoid disrespectful behaviors. Give a patient cheering to all the children in the class. Okay? The classroom has to be a party to excellence in education. If you show students warmth, respect, and interest, they will run through walls for you. Think of classroom makeover. Gone are the days when we think of having rows and columns. Let there be a circular, face-to-face, semicircular arrangement of sitting where there is no backbencher at all. Is it? Yeah. Appeal to the heart of the children before their brain. Get emotionally involved with them. Make them emotionally strong. Cultivate your engagement meter with the students in the class. Make sure that all the children know you well and have at least answered your queries at least once a week. Use the technique of brainstorming to explore better learning using the group learning methodology. Make use of NLP techniques within classrooms like rapport building, mirroring, matching, visualization, and anchoring. Use mind maps to teach and revise the work done. Communicate with the students and encourage and focus their writing with teach self-awareness about knowledge. Create a consistent classroom routine. Create a culture of explanation instead of culture of a right answer. Use questioning strategies that make all students think and answer. Generate the wow experience in the classroom learning, teaching to catch the eyeballs of the audience. Deliver pride and delight. Use individual strategies to target students who act out. Recognize and respect each children's attention and interest. Don't teach hard, teach smart. Be a street smart teacher. Teach them the way they like, not you like. Update yourself with the march of time with knowledge, not only in your subjects but in general too. Remember, you are a teacher first, then an English or maths or physics or a Hindi teacher. Successful teachers have to have one word life plan, that is improve. Check the last time you taught and the change you incorporated since then. Successful teachers have to have a one-word life plan, that is vision, to bring delight their students. Try to encapsulate 3 Ks that are Kodo, Kagne, and Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of thinking, acting, and improving continuously. Create your cloud presence and make sure you have Google accounts to impress your audience on a regular basis. Be active on social and professional sites both. Keep up your classrooms to the next higher orbit using the power of technology. Make online blogs for students to comment on the day's learning outcome and feedback. Commence your lesson on an exciting and enthusiastic note by constantly motivating the students and arouse curiosity among them. Share the learning objective with the children. Also try to know really well of what students already know. Praise them for their knowledge and honor them for their intelligence. Always have some warm-up activities before teaching. This may include moving around the class, like asking each kid in the class to go and shake hands with the very next +2 roll number either way. Use e-learning to explore or deliver some video on motivation or awareness and debate over it within the classroom. It makes your classroom live. Appreciate every little improvement in the class. Hey, I am excited being here in the class. All my students are the best children in the world. I want all you guys to get 100% in my subject. Put your ego aside. Be ready to come down to the level of your students. Be warm and courteous. Have an approachable nature and treat every student in your class as a VIP. Bridge and digital gap by asking the students and sharing the learning on use of technology. Don't feel shy to ask about ICT or IT skills if you need any from the kids. Use the presence on cloud via dedicated websites like web.com, Instagram, podcast, LinkedIn, Twitter add on to your Facebook presence. Make your learning and teaching both smart. Consider your wellness. Stay hydrated and don't skip your meals as your work may demand standing for too long while teaching. It's also an important part. Never make faces in going for arrangement classes, substitute classes. Instead, taking it as an opportunity to learn from your students and use that learning as ice breakers for a normal routine. Try setting high expectations for all the students. They say, all my students deserve 100% in my subject. Be prepared and organized with the content, chapter, and the flow of deliberations for every class. Never go unprepared. Develop a strong relationship with the students, much ahead than taking attendance and time-waste interactions. Carry your own water bottle, resource book and markers if needed to explore the best of moments in teaching without distractions within the classroom. Is it? It's a normal thing, but important also. Carry some candies for surprises to the students as a praiseworthy moment and celebration if any. It motivates them. Assure to sing the birthday song for the student in class with the other children. It works wonders. Trust on me. I tried it in my class. Randomly change the wall hangings, notices, charts, and tools of teaching in the classrooms to encourage learning with the new bucket list. Be a rock star teacher by remembering the names of all the children in the class by first name and never address them by the roll numbers or surnames. Have a home visit with a prior appointment, at least once a session, to know more about the child's learning habits. Make sure you teach life skills too along with the subject you are assigned to. This would generate a special rapport of yours with your students. May require discussing about Malala and Obama to dwell interest among them. And then join your topic. And always refer to some reference books and let not be limited to the prescribed ones, including ebooks and web references. Do not be limited to words of praise and comments which can do better must not be the only feedback remark for the report cards, please. As a class teacher, dwell some innovation while talking attendance. Never bolter limited proxy or an answer quotes of yes sir or present sir. Make some roll out prompts to make it loud and clear. Ask questions which 90% of the students may answer, not otherwise. The priority must not be to embarrass, but to connect. Conduct quality circle approach within classroom with a minimum of 5 to 6 members in a group. They must sit together and brainstorm the idea and settle with data followed by a presentation by the group. Encourage experimental learning in nearly all subjects of thought to incorporate learning of soft skills, decision making, and connect with the nature. Assure a proper body language. It must be well articulated so that it doesn't send any wrong message to the students. The students observe even the nail paint of the teachers. Don't you think so? A teacher must respect divergent views of the students in the class. Every child is important in the class and deserves a recognition. I must say the positive recognition. Be a rock star teacher by using technology in classrooms to connect with the students 24 hours. Make use of your pen drive more often. Explore the connect using educational apps with your clients or audience. Most of all, believe in your students that they can do wonders too by little motivation and recognition from your end. Treat them as young adults, not kids anymore. It creates confidence in them. Treat your students as your real bosses around. Remember, you have to satisfy over 40 to 45 students of each class. Impress them with your deliberations, knowledge, and style once and always. Explore yourself. Explore collaborative learning, not teaching, and make sure you share the learning with a hobby to explore delight while sharing and learning. Use the phrase, let us learn rather than let me teach. Limit the usage of the words try, but, and if during your sessions in the classroom, as they bring negative belief. Use references, books by other authors to avoid students' illusion of, sir, it is already in the book. Tell us something new. Set a milestone chart for your students' success and your satisfaction as a priority. Assure all your students score 100% in your subject. Calibrate your behavior and teaching skills from time to time by changing your ice-breaking strategies and interactive vocabulary. Be aware and awake too. You all must have eyes in the back of your heads. Ask students to collaborate and brainstorm on your classroom's Facebook page. Be attentive and a party to their queries by choice. Believe in the win-win situation and ownership wisdom. My boys and girls are the best. For winners make it happen and losers let it happen. Never compare and blame the other teachers for their work in public. For the more you blame, the more you lame you become. Is it? Admit that you are not perfect. Have a habit to change with the march of time. Forget your yesteryears as a student, for you can but not teach as you were taught. Admit that you are not perfect. Make learning to learn your habit rather than an occasional occurrence. Explore the quick analysis, knowing what I know now, and try manipulating your limitations and strengths. Work on your limitations to make them as your constructors for betterment. To be a good teacher, you have to forget the comfort zone. Accept challenges and the options for teaching other subjects, senior classes, organizing opportunities, participation, and other assignments as a pride, not as a burden. Accept 100% responsibility for your class result and the academic climate of your class. This is your key to self-esteem, self-confidence, self-reliance, and self-respect. Practice positive thinking with the students and colleagues all the time. This generates wisdom in yourself and rapport among your peers. Explore classroom management skills through setting your priorities, using the 80/20 rule to your daily tasks and activities. Remember that 80% of your results will come from 20% of the items on your list. Get your classroom event on your students' calendar by creating an event. Minimize your distractions within the classrooms. Avoid checking messages, calls, posts, updates while in your classroom. A ready, reckoner, student-friendly teacher doesn't even carry a mobile phone in the classroom ever. Act like a Zen master, not a ring master. Let the students in the class follow your spiritual learning and blessings instead of being a hard taskmaster. Be smart, systematic in teaching, meticulous in working, artistic in presentation, realistic in calibration, tactful in classroom management. Calibrate your behavior as per the scenario of the classroom situation. Never carry a grudge or a disliking for any student ever. Forgive and forget with some golden words like "May God bless you." Stop being responsive. Instead, protect your time and energy for the things that matter most. If you are finding an interesting discussion time, ask students to simply continue the discussion on Facebook or any other thing and move on. Incorporate a procedure of T-mail. It's teacher's mailbox. A note to the teacher on some query or an experience to share in private. Use the post-it notes on classroom walls against a name. It can be a praise or a personal improvement note for the child, both by the teacher to the child and vice versa. Have a conversation notebook with the students in circulation within the class. This may be a personally small notebook to the teacher by the kids with a special note on queries and achievements. Share morning greetings on a personal note during get-together moments and during the assembly hours to develop rapport with the students. Try to share a meal with the students during lunch hours and breaks. The kids enjoy sharing the food and love being praised on taste and share the enjoyment for trust and rapport building. Always act like the teacher you always knew you could be. Take a back seat in your classroom and virtually be a learner in your class. Use apps like Word of the Day, This Day in History to create small but fun nuggets of learning on a regular basis. One should be listening to children all the time and every time in the class. Be like a rock star to the students in class with some wow factors exhibited. Be flexible about the choices and the assignments you make in the classroom, with liberty to the students to make decisions and create knowledge on their own. Install a procedure of assess quality, plan and action. Exercise can you do in the classroom on a periodic basis? Can you do means C for cleanup, A for arrange, N for neatness, D for discipline, and O for ongoing improvement each day. Never fear taking calculated risks, which may include going for substitutions, arrangement, replacement classes, or managing a different subject assignments. Never dwell on the past over failure and unjustified lesson deliberations. Believe in the best of your children and match their confidence with making learning happen through interactions and deliberations. Don't make the same mistake twice. The students may not entertain you as a good teacher. Instead, ask them for help and assistance, particularly mapping on use of technology in the classroom or other tools for learning. Do not expect immediate results from your children. Keep the level of confidence high and motivate children of great expectations and a win-win approach. Accept and implement change on a periodic manner and don't shy away. Implement the best of technology with the support of the students in class. Remember, teachers are no longer the sages on the stage, but the guides on the floor. Master over fears of classroom management and distractions within classrooms. Build a rapport with the children over time with your personality and good vocab. Always be willing to evolve as a good teacher with expertise to make learning happen and a difference every time you enter the classroom. Cultivate a common interest in the class. Let all students prepare to learn with common objectives. A sense of humor helps you. Never compare one child with the other in the class. No one wins the comparison game. Treat every child in the class as a unique child with a different learning preference and a style. Be a rainmaker, not only for your class, but also for your school where you teach. The term rainmaker was first used by Native Americans to connote a medicine man who by various rituals and incantations sought to literally make it rain. Be a human being first and foremost. Treat every child as human being too. Be human and understand the reality. Limit your homework assignments to being a human. Intend to listen to your audience and to the answers to the questions you have asked, not only with your ears, but also with your eyes. Listen with your whole body. Show engagement and signal through your eyes. Good teachers are invariably good listeners also. Make sure you ask pertinent questions in the class and also give the same in the question papers, writing, oral examinations. They must match the learning imparted and must not be out of discussion. Be prepared for any conversations, meetings, presentations, and explanations. This is to project a good image of your teaching skills and personality too. Develop some guardian students in every class. You go as a teacher, say 6 to 8 and be like a guardian to them. Share their grief and joy, help them emotionally and spiritually during guardian hours, 10 minutes a day after school, once a week. Concentrate on your test time and execute proper time management during deliberations and classroom project assignments. As a teacher, it is important to measure the learning outcome after every class, analyze the feedback and the improvement required after every session and the module. As a teacher, always be a maven, an accumulator of knowledge, a connector to deliver knowledge, and evangelist to develop followers and promote the idea to excel via the shared knowledge. Quit winning. Over arrangements, substitutions, replacement classes, attendance, register updating, extras of waiting, teaching, meeting, and the teaching of young boys and girls of various attributes. Learn to say no. Do say no when you think it is practically impossible for the task or the assignment to be done. Never commit false promises with children which you think is cosmetic and unreal for execution. Prepare a to-do list for your classroom lessons as per your planned work or assignment for the week. Make preparations. Carry proper educational tools in the classroom and delegate responsibilities for a nice and friendly learning climate within the classroom. As a teacher, always try to do more by doing less. Be a multitask person using the power of technology and support from the students. You may be teaching, observing, commenting on a topic, and at the same time checking the learning outcome and the behavioral skills of the children in the class using a formative assessment in order. Encapsulate courtesy and humility. Courtesy for all the students in the class and humility with the parents and colleagues. Never take pride of your knowledge and be helpful to all as a ready reckoner. Be proactive. Learn to prepare your lessons and assignments with the taste of the children and manage their mood swings with a delight of knowledge sharing to match their interest and likings. Never lose touch with your learning and be prepared and plan with the flow of execution and idea sharing for the class to deliver. Never go unprepared and wear a smile always on your face. Communicate beyond the parent-teacher meeting using the power of technology. Use e-diaries. Make the best use of ERP and other communication medium to inform the win-win attributes of the students in class. Have a beautiful planner in the class. Students love colorful images and ideas quoted as to do things in the class. Innovation is what they love in making and activation. Have an orderly and color-coded classroom with much of a spectrum of learning tools, charts and images. The classroom should be a hub for learning and excitement. Have position management, a place for everything and everything in its place. Every teacher must have a toolbox in the classroom. A ready reckoner with the stuff which may include extra chalk, duster, charts, etc. Teachers must give a reminder to focus on what is most important on a continuous basis. Unleash the master within and deliver your best of mind and skills in explaining the concept. Never take things lightly. If required for some reason, don't teach. Ask the kids to discuss among themselves over some incident or yesterday's football match. But don't teach them wrong. Master the art of storytelling. The students love and appreciate learning via stories and incidences, especially in language. This leaves an everlasting mark and impression on their minds with a lesson. Have a conversation and practice relentlessly and internalize your content so that you may deliver the deliberation as comfortably as having an interaction with a close buddy. Always conduct class assemblies on a frequent basis so as to build and deliver a spiritual quotient with the children. This helps them become emotionally strong. Organize a small class library with some reference books for circulation within the class. It always works wonders when they take the liberty to assist them on choice when required during the learning process. Bring into the class any outside object in order to intricate them and make them learn in the form of a quiz over the object. Reach your classroom within a different attire away from usual days to impart knowledge and grip the attention of the students as a choice. It's your choice also, I think. Is it? Adjust your volume and pitch according to the issues and deliberations being addressed in the class. Point out the most disinterested child of your class and ask him for his opinion on the topic being addressed in the class. Give him attention. Start your class with an innovative and capturing statement of words like a quote from any personality. Must explore and learn to exercise free will with responsible actions in the class for the students to emulate. Converse with the students in the class and around the campus in an unhurried way. Pause frequently and make sure the listening is happening From the other hand, with no fear and disinterest. Pace with the learning of the students. Encourage your students to share what they learn on a regular basis. With every lesson, make students need to participate in their learning via assignments, survey sheets, or oral quizzes. Encourage critical thinking and participation using workshops, webinars, Skype sessions to bring learning happen with joy and commitment. Let students model you as a teacher. Practice joy, fun, and perfection too. Always start with intimation to students about the topic, what they are going to learn. Teach them, let them use it, and then ask what they have learned. Also discuss homework before wrapping up the class as a priority. Modify the dynamics of the class by pairing the students together. As a teacher, make sure you control who is being paired with whom. Always give limits for each task. Just do not let them free to try at leisure. An assignment in a given time and a timely submission must be a priority and must be a common desire for all. Watch for signs of boredom on a regular basis and change your teaching interface accordingly. Stop the lesson if you observe the student sleeping with your eyes open. Condense your comments on students to avoid indirect criticism and dwelling unwillingness to learn otherwise. Realize no one likes gloomy people, and your observation in the class as a lazy teacher would go negative for their interest in the learning. Keep your students busy with group assignments instead of an individual assignment. Ask them to build real projects so that they may be used on a later stage in life for other classes. Have a video recording of the classroom session with a specific or a different topic. This may be a good way to review lessons from an outside perspective further. It may also serve as a ready reckoner online once uploaded. Stop arguing and causing trouble. Let it go approach may be the best for you as a teacher. Forgive and forget. Share the learning from attending a skill development workshop or share the learning you have had with the colleagues in the recent enrichment meeting. Take a break. Get the best out of yourself with sports or singing a song to make a lively environment filled with comic and entertainment within the classroom. Take a qualification using some of the online resources and make it public to students. Give them the options to follow your learning. Use links for sharing ideas, concepts, write-ups, and get a follow stream. Avoid social networking connectivity. Carry your smile always. If you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. Love your students and make them feel they are the most important people for you. This brings their liking for you and their being in the classrooms. Assume your students to be the best children in the world, with no comparisons at all. Compare them with themselves of yesterday and the next day they should and would be. Assume that your students are the best of the students in the world. Meet to their expectations by delivering the best and make them feel So by giving them our recognition and pride, praise what and when you can. Display the classroom rules and enforce them consistently. Never let it go without practice. Use positive language with no negative words and negative belief. Be win-win all the time, every time. Make your students responsible for their own learning environment. Let them question the learning with no fear of failure, but encourage participation by all without any fearlessness. Make it a point to avoid confrontations in front of the students in class. Let it roll with peace and prosperity of understanding. Connect with the parents through the students, and they must be informed about the connect. The fear is natural, and let that be there. Assure and assume the attention of every student in the class before the lesson begins. This may be done using icebreakers or using pointers of easy questions which 90% of the students may answer. Always use simple verbal reprimands, but in private, when the misbehavior occurs. This leads to understanding the child and his modeling of the behavior is achieved. Avoid the threats like I shall call your parents or I shall take you to the principal. This dilutes your importance and recognition. Okay? Let the students learn to strive for greater self-control during situational analysis within classrooms. Activate a role-play-based learning and knowledge. Make the maximum participation possible by the students. Never get emotional with any student in class. Your profession is of a teacher and not simply a parent. You need to occupy a spectrum of discipline with awe, respect with fear on demand. Spend so much time improving yourself that you have no time for stuff from politics and to criticize others. Believe in your wisdom towards excellence. Be so strong with your words and commitment that nothing can disturb your peace of mind in the classroom and in the school. Stay away from classroom distractions and instead try implementing solutions to every concern in the class. Talk health, happiness, and hygiene towards prosperity to every student you meet. Make them feel good every time they meet you. Inspire them with good words, motivation, and inspiration. Have a decided and dedicated time for pep talk, assembly talk, and above all, some Zen talk with the students on life, living, and wisdom. Discussion realities attached to life as a mystery. Be as enthusiastic about the success of each and every student of yours as you are for yourself. Make the recognition public via all means of sharing, including social media. It counts. I promise it counts. Activate class-wise assembly and invite the parents to witness the same with participation of each and every student of the class. Invite parents for family hour once a month for 10 minutes, one-to-one with you and the other subject teachers together with the child and give him praises of count and wisdom. Send praises to parents whose students perform good out of average. Send them congratulations card and tag them as a winner parent of the week on the school's page. Once a week, ask your children to write a love letter to themselves, praising them for their great doings and acknowledging their wrongdoings. Make them read and share the findings with their friends. Make the classroom routine routed with the phrases, I can, I will, I care. All I want is within me. I am confident. I can do it. Yes, I will. Ability comes from doing and not watching. As a teacher, let this happen in classroom through role plays, experiential learning and participative learning. Encourage competency, not competition. Let the competency of individual be explored via formative assessments rooted and guided by the teachers. Happy teachers change the world of learning in the classrooms. Don't you think so? Be happy and excited with every moment of joy and replicate that in your children while teaching. Develop your happiness quotient. Who and how you are educates the child more than what you teach. Make your presence felt and explode in class by your attributes. Don't walk the talk. Don't talk the talk. Instead, work the talk. Treat every classroom as a learning walk. Never take arrangement or a substitution classes as a liability. Instead, make it a learning opportunity from the kids. Allow students, council members to innovate teaching learning ideas and implement them with no negative beliefs. Thanks. Welcome and absorb new ideas from the students. Today, you all are my students come colleague. If you want to join, if you want to give some more ideas, please be here and join me. Thank you so much.